All right, good afternoon, cyber traders. Welcome on back here this Tuesday, post Traders Talk edition of our afternoon meeting here this July 11th. Go get your Slurpee out there. Head over to 7-Eleven. Get your free Slurpee today, right? 7-Eleven. Great to see Grant, Kathleen, Brian, who just got out of Yell just a moment ago. Great to see that. That was a nice trade from just before, right? Great to see Leda as well. I saw a bunch of us actually just end up making their day's pay just before. So a couple quick shout outs I saw to Bell, to Manuel, to a few more of us inside our live trading room that hit their daily target at this point in the afternoon. Perhaps you hit it even earlier in the morning. Just actually earlier today, we'd like to post a couple of poll questions inside our live trading room here, especially if you're joining us inside social media, Facebook Live, YouTube, etc. If you're not normally inside our room, we'd like to, ask these poll questions every now and then throughout the morning, throughout the afternoon. So earlier at 10 o'clock, I had posted, hey, for those of us here, are you up, down, or flat right now? That was at 10 o'clock in the morning. More than half of us said that they were up, making money throughout the morning, and then 31% saying flat, meaning like, up maybe just minuscule, or maybe down just minuscule, just like, just break even basically, right? And included with that, perhaps you didn't even trade throughout the morning up until perhaps the early afternoon. Well, I'll tell you what, there was a stock for anyone throughout the day today. If it wasn't the morning, it was the afternoon. If it wasn't a crazy level 5 stock that, some of our more experienced traders can get their hands on, it was definitely a couple of level 1 to 2s out there, and, beginner type stocks. So really, all in all, a great day heading into the CPI report for tomorrow morning. I would have expected a little bit more hesitation overall. Well, actually, I shouldn't really say should have expected, because that's really what happened. I mean, if you look at the SPY graph, looking on the 5-minute chart there, looking at the SPY ticker and the chart that it shows, markets haven't gone anywhere really. But we've had a great day with different equities that have moved up, right? So AFRM right now, it's actually retesting 16 for me here. So this is the only stock I'm currently in right now. I want to see this try and build up off of 16, and it tried to just before we started this meeting here. So I may get stopped out for a tiny loss coming up on this one if it fails to do that. But, great run from the morning session. We'll check back in with this stock at least just by the end of this meeting. I'm not really fully convinced with putting it on the main list with this little pullback here. Hey, even if I'm in the trade, that doesn't mean it's like, right away going to be put on the main watch list. I'll definitely come back to this. It's, great stock to follow normally, good spread, good liquidity. But you could say that on a bunch of different trades from the morning. Palantir perhaps not looking as good now, maybe even a better short heading into the afternoon. But that one also from the morning session found support, ended up popping. Carvana here, not really, more of a level 1 to 2, probably on the other end of the spectrum there, probably 4 to 5. Just looking at the spread, the volume, and obviously how much it had moved back from yesterday and Friday, the end of last week. This one right now is just kind of coiling up. I'll put it on the proverbial side list, come back to it at the end perhaps, but I feel like there could be better stocks here at this point in the afternoon. There are a couple of good trades that we just had before. Yell, Y-E-L-L, just across the early afternoon. This stock ended up breaking out over an iceberg order that we had called out off 125. Hey, for this time of the day, do you expect a perfect trade? No. Do you expect a perfect trade ever? No. But you take it level to level, right? So in the case of Yell, it ended up moving up throughout the morning. Fausto was all over this early in the morning, like 10 o'clock. He'd called it out off the initial pop off $1. Well, going into the mid-afternoon, broke out over the next resistance at 125. So, I wrote that in the, trading room, just said it was approaching the iceberg at 125 at the time. All right, broke above it. Sweet. All right, well, that could provide an entry. Let's just make sure it holds above that price. And, perhaps there's a chance it could run. All right, well, what's the next resistance level? Well, at 156 Eastern, we're writing this in the chat board, folks, myself or Rich. Here in the case of this, I had posted that next resistance was not until 150, right? See the post inside the chat board for Lawrence, Dan, Brian, etc. All of us there now. What a trade, right? It doesn't get any better. It ended up breaking over 150. So now at this point, question is it going to really push back up even further? Is it going to build support, go up even more? It's up a lot already today. So I'll put this on the main special list to at least begin. But between the three that we kind of spoke about already, Yell here, Carvana, and Affirm, we'll kind of just come back to all of them at the end. Just do like a second or last check-in with them. What the hell is this? PRFX. I haven't even seen this trade today as we go from top to bottom now. Up 242%. Hand up. I mean, we were in Traders Talk actually when this all happened. So, unless if you were doing the one share on the side under the radar, then, it's very tough for you to jump in, because really by the time we finished up our workshop earlier today, went a little over time. So 1203, 1204. From there, it was up so much, and it kept going a little bit further, but look at it now. I mean, this show is over now at this point. If anything, it's going to pull back further, gap down tomorrow morning. You don't want to get stuck holding on to a trade like this. ADIL, cheapy. Don't really trade a stock below $1. Doesn't really make as clean or concise of a move so far. Nice little pop for about 10, 12 cents on this one. All right, the ELOX, we did talk about this from the morning session. This guy kind of came out of nowhere. Had a little activity in pre-market, but it was dead and flat going into the open. So it was more kind of hope and speculation if you were following it. And, well, it paid off. Ended up popping up at first, got halted. It caught our attention right away from that point. And then we were able to capitalize on the second run up. So this actually treated us really nicely. Great trade from basically 5, then off the breakout higher from 550, 575-ish. Incredible. I mean, you don't really ask for $10, right? So, it's just to say, when a stock breaks through a big level for Lawrence, Dan, Kathleen, Michael, etc., we should be expecting a big move, right? That's all we ask for $5, $6 stock. Heck, if I can get 50 cents, I'd be satisfied. All right, well, if it keeps trending up and, really not dropping whatsoever, ride it out as long as you can. Remember, we don't need to be perfect with the exit as long as we're pristine with the entry. So right now at this point, it's just flat. It already made such a big move. It has a crazy daily chart too. Look at this. I mean, back from April, it ran up from $2 up to 10, fell back down. Popped up on this one daily bar here, or candle, went back down. Here we are again. So that part does pique my interest, see what happens, over time with that, just for fun. But, right now I'll come back to it if we need to, just on the side list. GDTC from more after hours yesterday and pre-market early in the morning. Not really doing much right now. And at this stage, we'll kind of keep it going. So is this the one, Rich, that I had mentioned earlier? This would be crazy because I turned away from this if that's the case. Did I call this one out? No, it had to have been a different ticker then. So there was a stock I was saying to Rich earlier that was looking pretty good. It was not this. So ended up making a sudden pop or breakout over 5. Ended up getting halted a few times up. We were talking about reverse stock splits earlier. I don't know what the news is out on this stock. Wouldn't shock me if if it was some sort of reverse split. I don't know. That's very from the hip. But, that's kind of the pattern that we were talking about. All right, let's see what else we got, though. UTME, familiar name for myself, a couple of us inside our room, former runner. FNGR, wow, this has had a phenomenal last week and a half, 2 weeks. We haven't really traded this since, I feel. We haven't really called this one out as much. I mean, we only traded 2.7 million shares today. So, we've traded stocks on higher volatility, more volume, but we ended up trading this one back in October, late September from our trader summit back then. Ended up leading to a great run. And I mean, hey, we like this trade for right now. It's on the way up towards 7. Got about 14,000 on the S there. All right, so we got 2 stocks now on our main list. We got the Finger, and then we got the Yell. I'm going to get the AAOI with it here. This thing's been squeezing up phenomenally as well. If you recall, just saying it to say it, and trust me, I did not jump in on this as a swing, but we've done well on the day trade with this over the last week and a half, 2 weeks here too. But a little while back, I had said, given how much the stock had dropped off, this was one back from even 2017, 2018 that we had an eye on moving with AMD actually. Well, ultimately, this stock, for as much as it got beat up, don't hold your breath, but eventually over time, whenever good news comes out on it or we see bullish sentiment, shorts covering, it could lead to a domino effect where it leads to just a day over day short squeeze. So this is one that we've actually had more of an eye on compared to that last trade there, the FNGR. I'm going to put this on the main list here. AAOI. I like this one. All right, cool. As you would expect, holding under 10 here for right now. It hasn't tested it yet, so I would even give it a little space off that 10 level, see where it goes from there. False breakout or, real deal. Speaking of real deal, Redfin here, a little real estate talk there. So for right now, Redfin ended up making a nice little squeeze back up. Nice trend back up once again today. Another one that we're pretty familiar with over time. I'm sure just similar move to the AAOI in terms of getting beat up for a long period of time. 90 down to sub 10. So yeah, it's due for a bounce eventually, and nice to see it here near the highs. What else we got? What else we got? Anything else looking good from the gainer side here, folks? We got BBIG maybe. Not much there, really. So it's TBLT. I haven't seen that one in a long time. Former runner. That was oh, wow. It's a 36-cent stock. Never mind. All right, let's make this price column a little bit bigger. There we go. Geez, you take your eyes off a stock for a period of time. This was like a pop and drop over, a couple of years back or a year or so back, and take your eyes off it for a little while. Look at it now. Geez. All right, so I think that's going to wrap it up from the gainer side. There's definitely, folks, a lot more that's up that proverbial 5% or more that I ask. So if there's anything else looking good, once again, for all of us here live right now inside the trading room, just let me know. Getting a small little bounce on Riot right now, a side list trade right there with the crypto and Bitcoin mining stocks. So we'll look at Coinbase also actually at the end too. I'll put that on the side list automatically. A little expensive, but that flew from earlier, right? We were calling that out as well in the late morning. All right, so over on the loser side right now, just really, I could just tell you, not really to appear lazy, folks. It's just more experience showing the laziness. There is not much. Maybe there could be one we could fish through here, but there is not much that's looking good. Nothing really showing a lot of volume that is easy to borrow, or if it is, it's like below $1. CENX, but not at the lows. All right, so I think that's going to wrap it up here for right now, folks. If there's anything else looking good, definitely let me know now. Riot with a subtle bounce from 17. Mara, same price, making the same move. Elizabeth, Sam saying Carvana, already on our side list. So if we just go back to our side list now, yeah, Carvana moving back up again, definitely pushing that to the main list. Coinbase flew up from earlier, looks kind of tired right now. We'll pass on that. ELOX, same deal. AFRM from 16 so far, so good, but a little bit of a slow poke right now. Tradable. If you did well on a firm and you'd want to stick with the firm for the afternoon, you know who you are. Simple as that. It's definitely low risk to follow. Just opportunity car, the AAOI, Redfin, definitely Carvana. You know that. Speaking of fast-moving stocks, I haven't checked in on AI in a little while, really at all today. So it's only up like 1 to 2%. It's inching up. Again, sideless stock for right now. Check out GM. We'll check out Ford. That GM chart looked all right. Didn't look terrible. That's pretty much it, folks. So, hey, for right now, we got 5 stocks to put on our main watch list here. If there's anything else looking good on social media, definitely let me know right now. It says I'm having connection issues on Restream, but I think that it's cleared up. We're good to go. It looks like everything's squared away there. Grant says small but good list. It's an efficient list, right? So good things come in small packages, right? That's what they say. So small list. Let's get a nice big close here for us heading into this afternoon, right? All right. So hey, Rich will be on the mic taking us into the close, folks. He'll be on at 3 o'clock. I'll be in the chat up until 3:30. Now, if you're in social media right now, just stay tuned on YouTube. We're going to post a couple of different clips and videos coming up. We've taken a small break on that over the last week, but we are back with that. Tim Z on YouTube. FLGC. We'll take a look. Popped earlier. I didn't notice that. So interesting. Obviously, bad result, though, after the halt. Reopened up, dropped off bad. It's not on good volume. So, maybe one to kind of write down just to see what it does tomorrow. but you'd want to see the order book fill in a lot more before anything. And then otherwise, it just seems like a pop and drop stock. It just seems like it's going to keep pulling back. I did not see that though from earlier. Michael saying Prime Day retail should benefit. Yeah, Rich told me about that earlier. I forgot. Since I signed up for Prime, it's like I've just been more caught on by the free shipping. So, since Prime Day has come, it's like I've already bought so much crap over the last month. I didn't even realize. So, yeah, I got a portable speaker I might look to purchase for the beach, a couple of things here and there. Him saying retail should benefit. I agree. All right, so folks, hey, best of luck trading heading into the market close here. But if you're joining us on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc., if you're interested in joining us and if you're fancy with the phone, just scan that QR code right there. It'll take you right to a small page to sign up for a week-long membership to our live trading room. You could just go right down to the link on the green banner below, just on the bottom there of the stream, to get yourself set up either way. All right, folks, we look forward to having you there. But for Michael, Leda, Kathleen, and John, and all of us there joining us right now, once again, folks, best of luck trading here. Take care.